What's up YouTube, Capital G here, got more ninja action for you guys to check out today. Assuming I don't screw things up, this should actually be the second batch of ninja duels that you guys will be seeing. My first duels were, basically about the ninja lock and how you can essentially just constrict your opponent. You take away their ability to use spells and monster effects, attack most traps in Yu-Gi-Oh! And there's really not much that they can do. This is going to be the exact opposite. This is basically just showing off the raw potential of ninjas. I'm talking about being able to extra link, being able to use Gumblar Dragon, take cards out of your opponent's hand. This is also kind of constricting too, because the board he's going to make in the second duel is going to be absolutely disgusting. It's like way better than Goki, which that might just sound ridiculous and hard to believe, but no, Goki cannot put a board like this on the field. At least this is just my opinion. The board is disgusting, and the thing is, a lot of this is facilitated by the fact that, yeah, we still have some, ridiculously broken Link monsters in the game, like Firewall Dragon, and, I don't personally like Summon Sorceress. I think that they should ban that card as well, and those are monsters that really help ninjas kind of be able to put these boards on the field. And the thing is, really, you're starting to kind of see this with multiple archetypes, right? As long as Firewall Dragon is in the game, if you have archetypes where the monsters either float, like in some sort of way, maybe when they go to the graveyard or when they summon, they search other monsters, as long as you can combine those with Firewall Dragon, you're going to eventually have enough resources to extra link. You guys saw it in the danger duels that I showed you, where Grapha was just used a billion times and Grapha was basically infinite fodder. This works the same way, except in ninjas, it's Hanzo. Hanzo is a card that is not a hard once per turn, and anytime that it's summoned, it searches a ninja monster. So basically, all Firewall Dragon, you have the ability to special summon infinitely, essentially, and you have the ability to keep searching monsters. And then there's another monster, another ninja monster, which I'll wait to it, or I'll wait till we get to it, and I'll explain why that dude is pretty nuts as well. Thank goodness he came out during the Art V era. And actually, the guy told me, he was like, Cap, this deck is basically similar to Goki, where it's like, if you get Isolde out and your opponent doesn't stop it, it's GG no re. Like, your opponent doesn't, they're just gonna lose at that point. You see he goes for Isolde, and this is where things are gonna get weird. He's gonna dump a couple of equip cards in the grave. You guys know this from the Goki plays. And instead, he actually summons, instead of summoning a ninja monster, he's going to summon Hero Kid. Now, this is interesting because Hero Kid says when this card is special summoned, you can special summon any number of Hero Kids from your deck. Translation, you can basically summon 3 Hero Kids at once. So you know that anytime you get 3 monsters at once, basically it's going to be ridiculous with Link summoning. Since he's playing the Bamboo engine, there's going to be potential to get a whole bunch of draws and disgusting stuff. You know that Summon Thought is going to be in there as well. Then at this point, you just go for some Link spamming. You get the Firewall Dragon on field. And, the Nightmare side just kind of takes over from here. Believe me, in the second duel, it's going to be even more disgusting. Actually, this is the monster that I'm talking about right here, Getsuga. This card is actually really crazy. Thank goodness that this was an Arc V card, which I forget the guy, the Lancer, who's the ninja. I forget his name. But if this would have been a Zexal card, 100% this would not have been a hard once per turn, and ninjas would be like the new fucking Spirals or something like that. What this card allows you to do is basically, if you shift it to defense mode, you can get 2 ninjas, as long as it's not another copy of itself, and you can special summon them straight from your graveyard onto the field, and that allows you to special summon the Link ninja back as well. So it's actually really dope. I mean, basically, you're talking about a fucking Infernity launcher or a Goki rematch built into a ninja monster, so it's ridiculous. And since you're using Firewall Dragon, you're never gonna tribute summon for it, so that's kind of cool as well. But yeah, you can see at this point, he's just going to Link spam. He does summon the Ninja Link monster, and I think when he gets his field a little more open, he will use the effect of this. He's going for Gumblar Dragon, and he's going to activate Gumblar's effects. Anytime you're running Phoenix Blade, Gumblar Dragon is like whatever. Gets rid of an impermanence. I guess he's like, I don't need no stinking impermanence. I'm just going to draw another one anyways. Has the Nightmare Unicorn, spins his own monster back, draws it, and now he's activating the effects. You see he shifts this dude to defense mode, and then he gets 2 monsters on the field. So this guy is actually like pretty, and his defense is 3,000 too, so good luck attacking over. This guy's actually really ridiculous. He's going for the Tri-Gate Wizard so that he has a little bit of negation. This is not a full extra link, but it's almost as good as an extra link. He has Nightmare Wizard, or excuse me, Tri-Gate Wizard, the basically Nightmare Wizard. That'd be a broken card. He has Nightmare Wizard. Oh my god, I said it again. He has Tri-Gate Wizard to basically be the walking Infernity Barrier, stop anything. And then he has 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence. So like, what exactly are you going to do? Now, I think his opponent trolled here. Look where he summons Electromite. Why would he summon Electromite? Why would he, like, I don't know why he would summon it at the point where Griffin was. Like, why not just summon it over here? I don't know why he summoned it there, but I mean, this duel is over anyways. His opponent wasn't going to come back. I mean, to be honest, couldn't he have just negated Electromite's effect with Tri-Gate Wizard? Like, I'm not even sure he used Tri-Gate Wizard that turn, so I don't think there was any way he was going to win through 2 impermanences and a Tri-Gate Wizard. So that's kind of like that's the warm-up. That is not the main course of this this series of duels. This is the main course of these duels, and this hand doesn't even look like it's all that good, but believe me, it's really, really, really going to get good. So for this one, instead of going for Goten, he's just going to start out with Hanzo. And the fact that Goten goes straight into a Sword is actually pretty damn nutty. He's going to go ahead and he's going to set one of his ninjutsu cards. And then this allows him to kind of use the Destiny draw of ninjas, the armor ninjutsu of alchemy. This card says if you control a face-up ninjutsu art card, destroy all face-up ninjutsu art cards you control, then draw 2 cards. This is important because if he's playing the bamboo engine, then it just allows him to potentially get the regular bamboo sword, the broken one, and then get like golden sword. So it's just kind of ways for him to dig deeper in his deck. You see he's going to draw 6 cards, and now that he special summons this guy right here, let me make sure I can show you guys the card, the Twilight Ninja Jogan. If you're ever wondering why ninjas randomly have pendulums, it's because of the story of Yu-Gi-Oh! Art V. It says you can reveal 1 ninjutsu art from your hand, special summon this card, and basically once you get to a Sword, it's over. Unless, I don't know, maybe you just were super unlucky and you drew like all 3 copies of your Hero Kid, but as long as you had those Hero Kids in your deck, you're basically just going to pop off. And this is going to be a full-on extra link, but it's actually going to be even better than that. Of course, you're going to use the Summon Sorceress because that gets you more warrior monsters. Then you're going to convert that into Firewall plus Nightmare Goblin. These are cards, I don't like Nightmare Goblin. I don't like the Nightmares at all. There's so many Link monsters Konami just needs to fucking get rid of. Again, he gets the big Twilight guy, or excuse me, the big Getsuga on field, who actually is a Twilight guy. And he special summons 2 monsters back. And at this point, he's just going to be able to set multiple cards because he had the Ninja Link monster. He activated the effect to go ahead and set the Super Transformation. This is actually going to be very important in this duel. He's going to use this card during his opponent's next turn, and it's going to make this board basically uncrackable. So let me just pause for a second before it gets too out of hand. So he already has a turn 1 extra link with Ibli on the field. So there's obviously, it's going to be kind of difficult for you to get rid of this. He already has the extra link, but then on top of that, he just randomly throws a Morphage Goliath on the field. This means, well, this is essentially like a domain for your opponent. They can't summon any monsters from their extra deck. And I mean, it has a pretty good attack. It's like, 2750 attack. Although because of Nightmare Mermaid, I believe the monsters are losing attack. Any monster that's not like co-linked, but whatever. Anyways, so he is going to use that Super Transformation. Or no, he activates the regular one. Excuse me, he didn't activate the super one. And then he's going to summon Apex Avian from his deck. I talked about this in my first ninja video, that Apex Avian is a monster that ninjas can use as long as you tribute a level 4 ninja. Basically, you get Apex Avian out of your deck, and this is a walking Infernity barrier, so you have fun trying to deal with that. And obviously, this card has a negate built into it. Tri-Gate Wizard also has, well, no, it's not actually co-linked with 3, but it doesn't matter. Like, what is your opponent going to do when you have a walking Infernity barrier? They can't go into their extra deck. Firewall Dragon, and you have more than enough offense because of all of these Link monsters. And even though your Apex Avian loses attack, so what? Their monsters lose attack too. So have fun. And I believe that they cannot kaiju any of your extra monsters. Like they actually, no, they can't kaiju you at all, because I believe that they can't summon to, they can't special summon to any of your monster zones since they're all occupied. I'm pretty sure that's the ruling with kaiju. So this is the final duel. This one is against Chu Draco, if I'm not mistaken, and he opens with Armageddon Knight. The fact that Armageddon Knight is a 1-card Isolde is pretty damn nuts. I believe that's how hero players generally do like their Isolde plays, is they kind of go with like Malicious off of Armageddon Knight. There's your 2 warrior monsters. Even though he drew Malicious, it's still not that big of a deal because everybody plays 3 copies of it, and you only need 2 to kind of like basically pop off. 1 to send to the grave, 1 to summon, and then you can kind of just get where you need to go. It's such a strong card when you combine it with Summon Sorceress. You just allows you to get so many monsters on board. At this point, you get Firewall Dragon, and hey, you know what? It worked out in the end because he's able to special summon into Malicious and turn it into a Nightmare Goblin, which is much more effective at this point. So I believe that This is going. I think he's going to use Gumblar once, and he's not. He's going to extra link, but then he's going to break his extra link. So maybe I'm right about that. Maybe I'm not. But as long as he has the Twilight Getsuga on field, he can activate that dude, get 2 Ninja Monsters right back. That is so powerful, man. He can activate Gumblar Dragon, rip your opponent's, rip their hand basically in half. Especially when you're playing, like the Divine Phoenix Blade, then it's obviously pretty good. There's the extra link right there. But as I said earlier, he's going to break it. I think what he's doing is he's trying to build towards the right side of the field so that he can have this guy basically be linked up with 3 monsters because, what's it called? Tri-Gate Wizard isn't that powerful if it's not like linked with everything. So his opponent does go ahead and he attacks, but Phoenix protects monsters from being destroyed by battle as long as they're co-linked, and he's going to draw a whole bunch of cards. I think he's going to start negating stuff. Yeah, even though he's going to get a search here from the copy of Majesty's Maiden, I just don't really know what he can do. And he actually tributed his Majesty's Maiden for Apocalypse. I thought maybe he had a decent chance of being able to crack this board, but nope. He's actually going to tribute that that Dynamite Knuckle. He's going to get Goliath. Joke's on you, bro. He ain't even got an extra deck. But unfortunately, when he tries to summon a monster from True King's Return, he's going to banish it from Called by the Grave. Yo, that's spicy, though. When you summon a Morphish Goliath and you tell your opponent that they're locked out of their extra deck, and then they look at you and they're like, I don't even play an extra deck, son. I believe he got his True King's Return banished, and that's basically it. I'll go ahead and I'll show you guys this spicy deck list, and hopefully you don't run into it. Okay, so this is what the deck actually looks like on paper. I did not notice he actually had 2 different versions. One is this version right here, which is 46 cards. And, I mean, basically all the cards you guys saw in the collection of duels. You didn't see maybe some of the trap cards like evenly matched, but that's, of course, just, that and impermanence. They're just kind of like go second cards to have some way of disrupting your opponent. If you open really good and you're going first, it's not really going to matter if you're down 1 card. Plus, impermanence is good going first or second anyways. Evenly matched, maybe not so much. And then there is this monstrosity, which if I can actually click this is the 60 card version, and it's kind of like the other version on crack. It's basically just a lot of other cards, like Drolls have been added into the mix. You've got Pot of Desires that have been thrown in there. This one also runs like Reasoning, Anti-Spell Fragrance for the Darksome Work plays, which I talked about in the other Ninja Duels. Honestly, I would probably just stick with like the 46 card version because it just seems like it's a little more stable. I mean, really all you're just trying to do is just get to a Sold. Once you get to a Sold, you're just spamming the field. Hanzo and Getsuga are cards that allow you to get tons of other resources to either get them back from the graveyard or, Hanzo will just let you keep on searching. So these are what the Ninja decks actually look like. Probably don't run the 60 card version though.